Welcome back to Nick Lenz's Comic Corner Classic, that's non-classic. This episode number 2950 and Doubleshot number 2844. Yes, the first episode of this review series with the brand new of this particular review series with the brand new microphone. Yes. So, two of these feature one I do own, one I don't own, but they both feature it's both books featuring Batman in them. One in one short story, the other one basically is part of the main book. First up we have is Batman Superman World's Finest Volume 4 Return to Kingdom Come, which collects 20 to 24 of the series. Yeah, roughly where it's like 5 issues, and yet the book is really short. Written by Mark Waid, art by Dan Moria. The whole thing with this one is basically like we have Flash basically just going to these various different universes. Like one point we see Gotham at Gaslight here. Looks like Frank Miller's Batman here. Yeah. Yeah, then Flash, then of course they go to Gotham City, where basically they fight one of one's villains, Villainy Incorporated. Yep. So then of course basically like Superman's here, and of course they go on this cosmic tremble, where they basically make this guy called Thunder, and of course then they go to this other world, where it's basically Kingdom Come. Yep. You know, a lot of everybody's dead in this world. Yeah, they visit Kingdom Come. They see various different stuff here. It's like the whole thing with the storyline here. It's like the best way to describe this storyline is that it's a love letter to Kingdom Come. Makes total sense because Mark Waid wrote it and all across the artwork, and it's a lot of basically like good nods. Oh, cool cover by Brian Hitch. Yep. Now there's some nods here, plus of course, well, then of course we see yes, the King Come Superman does pop up with the story, and then we see it looks like Nightwing, where he looks like Terry McGinnis with a cape, because it has a red outfit with the buckle. With the belt the way it is. Yeah, it kind of looks like a Batman Beyond suit, but without the cape. And of course the Gog. Yes, Gog, one of the prime villains of Kingdom Come. And of course then we have this really cool page here of featuring characters who, like, probably Ultimate Versus characters. One of them happens to be Judo Master. Yes. Now, seeing this page, like, really? Judo Master? Who the heck is Judo Master? This is a different character. Judo Master, from what I know about this character, she is the second Judo Master. The original was part of the Charlton Heroes line, who was a guy. This one's a woman. And here she is here with a coat for some reason. But yeah, that's Judo Master. And she was a character who was featured in the last decade before, Flashpoint. Of course, you also see like a version of Hawk Woman. Looks like a Power Rangers themed Cheetah. The Peacemaker. Basically, a lot of characters. Like Jonah Hex, a dinosaur. Really cool splash page. Plus, we even see Jon Stewart with a scar across his face. Yeah. And then we see, looks like that, Earth 22. I believe this is supposed to be Kingdom Come. Yeah. So we have Batman fighting older heroes. We see Mogog, who in the Prime Universe timeline prior to Flashpoint, this guy here was the great-grandson of FDR. No joke. That's what they wrote him in the universe. He's FDR's great-grandson. This book is just a lot of fun. Like, oh my gosh, this book is so good. Yeah, and writes it. Of course, Mark writes these characters in character, and I enjoyed it. Get the book roughly a 10 out of 10. Really fun story. It's a shame that Wade himself is... now, when I met him at Comic-Con, I think this was back in 2015, I think it was. This actually was just before the start of his run for Avengers I met him. That was like 9 years ago, mind you. It was at Comic-Con before I went to Macon, Orlando, and the other cons to go to. Now, when I first met him, he was a very nice guy to meet. Nowadays, from what I've heard about him, is that Mark Waid is a dick. Yes. Now, I have not spoken to him in 9 years. I don't know exactly what happened, or the fact the man got sued by somebody else. Now, I don't know exactly what happened, per se, but also when I first met him, they had just aired the first season of... Netflix just released the first season of Daredevil when I first met him. And I did ask him, what do you think of the show? He said he absolutely loved it. He thought it was really good. I asked him specifically because I think he had just wrapped up his run for Daredevil at that point. Yes, I believe so, but it was just before the start of his run for Avengers. I did mention to him the last book he and Alex Ross worked on was Kingdom Come, and I believe that was correct. Now, it was a similar case with Jason Aaron and Ed McGuinness. I mean, Ed McGuinness first, then met Jason Aaron, where I was actually he was actually quite surprised I got this correct. That the last these two worked together prior to the Avengers was the first story arc of Amazing X-Men. And he's like, that's correct. Yeah, a lot of these comic writers are very impressed by my comic knowledge. Yes, the fact that I know about this stuff. Alright, next up is not a very well-known war character, that being Enemy Ace. He's technically not a World War II character like Unknown Soldier, Sergeant Rock, or like the War in a Time Forgot stuff, which I haven't read a lot of that stuff yet. This is Enemy Ace, a fighter pilot from World War I, who, like in the case of Sergeant Rock, the Unknown Soldier, a lot of these other war characters in the 70s, well, basically more like the 60s, mind you, he is definitely creation of Robert Kanigher. Yes, he created this character. And he is pretty much the primary writer of all the stories in here. Lasting from the time period of February of 1965 and concluding in, get this, October of in August of 1982. Now, this book collects the Enemy Ace stories from All World Army at War issues 151, 153, 155, Showcase issues 56 and 58, Star Spangled War Stories issues 150, 145, 140, 150, 152, 158, 181 to 183, and 200. The Comics 404, Men of War issues 1 through 3, 8 through 10, 12 to 14, 1920, and his backup feature from Unknown Soldier issues 251, 253, 260, 261, and 265, 267. Yeah, in the case of Men of War, this is basically his backup feature title because, now I'm not going to discuss those issues because I kind of discussed this already in the Showcase Events Men of War, which collected the entire 26 issue volume, which I do own, by the way. Yes. Now, the Army at War story, yes, this was a series that was technically Sergeant Rock's book, but Enemy Ace basically, he had 3 stories in it, issues 151, 153, 155. Yeah, these stories are relatively very short. It's like he was the prime focus character in Star Spangled War stories until issue 150, at least 150-ish. Well, and there's a reason for that, because he had kind of, in a way, kicked out of his own book by the Unknown Soldier. He, of course, came back occasionally until he basically moved over to Men of War. Pretty much a year after his last story in Star War Stories, he became a featured character in Men of War for a short period of time. Then became a backup feature in the pages of Unknown Soldier. Yep, a lot of these stories simply are basically him fighting duels, like against various people, and like the Detective Comics one is actually him teaming with Batman. Yes, I'm not kidding about that. Batman goes back in time and he's with Enemy Ace first story, which for some reason they put that at the end of the book. I'm not sure why. This might have come out in October of 1970, which you're thinking, when did that come out? That probably came out between Star Spangled War Stories issues 152 and 158. That's probably when it was released. As for why they put it there, I don't know. It's kind of weird. But a lot of this, like, here are the titles of these stories. Enemy Ace, which is debut story. Flaming Bait, Fokker Fury. It's Fokker, not Fucker. I'm not saying what it is. You have to basically Kill the Skies, Hunters and the Hunted, the Slayers and the Slain. There we go. Death Whispers and Death Screams. The Face of the Hangman. He was a recurring villain for the book. Appeared a few times. By the way, the opening story in Men of War was the Gravedigger. Yep. The Bull. Vengeance is a Heartbeat. The General's Devil. Death Takes No Holiday. Return of the Hangman. A Grave in the Sky. Luck is a Puppy named Sanchez. Reach for the Heavens. 3 Graves to Home. Oh, and 152 features 2 stories for him. Rain from Above, Mud from Below, and Battle Album, Lafayette Esredel. Now, 158 is mostly put a reprint story, but includes a pinup of Ace himself, Enemy Hammer of Hell. And then we have Hell's Angels Part 1 through 3. Part 1 is The Hammer of Hell. Part 2 is The Maverick Ace. Part 3 is The End in Flames. 200, which is his final story in the book, which is, at this point, a Unknown Soldier book, which, not long after this issue came out, the book was retitled Unknown Soldier, called Shooting Star. Here are the Men of War stories. Death is a Wild Beast. Return from Hell. The 3 Faces of Death. Silent Sky, Screaming Death. Brother Killers. Some of it was also in by Howard Chaykin. I think he did the Men of War issues. Well, Joe Kubert and Juan Ortiz, basically some of the other ones, with Ed Davis. Duel of Dawn, Banner of Blood, The Last Baron, Duel, A Promise to the Dying, The Death Must Wait. And then we have a 3-parter, Hell in the Heavens. This is for the Unknown Soldier one. Parts 1 through 3 from Unknown Soldier 250 with 253. I Executioner, The Midnight Sky, and Midnight Murder. And then we have a 2-parter, I Am My Own Executioner. Part 1 is Stolen Face, Stolen Ace. Part 2 is Death of a Double. And then we have a 3-part known as A Very Private Hell. The Bounty Hunters, The Substitute Ace, A Debt of Blood. And that's kind of the issues in a nutshell. Just kind of describe them. But these issues are amazing. If you are very interested in this character, check him out because he is so good. If you're a fan of the Cuba brothers, be sure to check this book out because a lot of these stories were drawn by their father, Joe Kubert, who was an amazing artist. I think here's something he might maybe he passed away in 2012, but check this book out. It's so good. I was kind of surprised also. The book is in good condition. The book came out in 2008. Yeah, my guess is the library got this, kept this book in very good condition over the course of 16 years. Give this book a 10 out of 10. Yep. So yeah, this particular view, please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, turn notifications, and do the dislike button. Next up is going to be Is Orange Girls Dungeon. Okay, see ya. Bye.